Hey everyone, my name is Arturo. I am a software engineer, and today I wanted to talk to you about some code that I wrote. As you can see here, this is my React app that I wrote. Uh, just kidding, I didn't write any of this code. I didn't write any of this. I didn't write any of this. But I did ask this AI agent, artificial intelligence agent, to write it for me so that I could create a little side project called Paddle Bros. Uh, Today I want to talk about artificial intelligence, no code tools, and AI agents. Essentially, what my thoughts are, how they work, and if I think they can be helpful to your software development flow. So as you can see here, I've been using, for this tool, I used a tool called Replit. So essentially Replit is, you can work with an agent, which you essentially just tell it what you want. So here you can tell it, I want to build an app that can take, for instance, in this one, that can track tournaments, paddle tournaments more specifically. And you can tell it all the parameters. You can tell it that you want it to take on different players, how many points each game's going to be. And what it automatically does, it will just create a whole game flow with different rounds so that you can then start your tournament. And then it allows you to keep score. And at the end, it allows you to show the standings of who won and what order you were in. But the amazing thing is that I actually didn't write any code. I literally just told it via a prompt what I wanted it to do. And I iterated over it, right? So it would show me something, would create it, and then it would ask me questions. And then I would give it more information of what I wanted. If I wanted to change the flow in the user interface, I also was able to tell it. If I wanted to change the logic of how how it generated the game, I told it to, and it went ahead and did it. Let me just demo really quick this app that I built. So essentially, and it also, I told it, can you just go ahead and add security for my authentication? And I went ahead and did it, right? So let me go ahead and log in. As you can see here, this is the homepage. It's very simple. It's just kind of like an MVP. But I'm going to go ahead and create some players. And here you go. So as you can see, I created myself already, but let's go ahead and just create somebody called Imanol. And let's go ahead and add Juan Pablo. These are friends of mine that actually play paddle with me. So my motivation is so that we can do tournaments and use this ourselves. And I'll keep it simple. I'll just add 4. And then I'll go back to the home page, and then I'm going to go ahead and create a tournament. So there we go, create tournament. And I'm just gonna call this tournament first. The point system we're gonna use, we're gonna go up to 24 points. And we only need 1 court since we're 4 players. And you can see here, to have a tournament, you need to have a minimum of 4 players. So from here, it should pull from the players I created. So I'm just gonna go ahead and select those 4 players. And then I'm going to create the tournament. You can see the 4 players right here. And there you go. The first tournament has been created. And here you have the option to edit it and delete the tournament. You can edit the players. But let's go ahead and start the tournament. And now we're in the tournament. And as you can see, it has the games, which are right here. And these are different rounds. So in the first round, it's going to be Arturo and Imanol versus Juan Pablo and Oscar. And you can see it switches the teammates so that it's the Americano paddle tournament so that each player gets to play as a partner with every other player. So there's a total of 3 rounds. So let's go ahead and then the standings here, it's clear because we haven't played. But then let's go ahead and say that Arturo and Imanol, let's say we tied with Juan Pablo and Oscar, and then it moves it over. So then let's go to round 2. And then this one, let's say we actually lost by 7 points. And it automatically adds the score for the other one because there could only be a total of 24 points, right? And then in round 3, let's say that Oscar and Arturo actually beat Imanol and Juan Pablo 18-6, right? And boom, the tournament is now done. We went through all 3 rounds. Let's go take a quick look at standings. And as you can see, Oscar played 3 games. He won 2, he tied 1. He had a 22-point differential, and he beat us all with 47 points, right? So this is just something that we're going to be using and testing during our normal paddle tournaments that I have with my friends. But this is just something that it took me literally like about 3 hours to create just by telling it what I wanted it. And it wrote all the code by itself, which is pretty amazing, pretty powerful. The one thing that I did learn is that you do have to have a software engineer or a programmatic mentality of how you tell it how to do things. So I feel like people that haven't really done any software engineering or development may struggle with communicating properly to the AI agent, only because like I kind of knew how I wanted to set it up. I knew how I wanted to architect it. So it was easier for what I told the AI agent to do for it to complete it and complete those tasks. I was able to break down the different logic and algorithms into smaller pieces so that the AI agent could successfully create the code for me. So I believe that that's a differentiator between somebody that's coming in brand new to trying to do no code AI agents and building complex applications. So if you're brand new, you might struggle a little bit into getting the AI to do exactly what you want it to do, especially if you want it to do very complicated things. If you're a software engineer and you've been writing code yourself, it will be a lot easier for the AI agent to understand what you want, because you'll be able to spell it out and actually think about how you want to architect things. And it also, you'll be able to like zoom in onto the code. For example, like say the point system, how it takes it, you will be able to look at the code and say, oh, this looks wrong. Can you update it this way, right? Or I don't want this to be, just the logic into it. You'll be able to understand a little better, right? And communicate better to the AI agent. So that's the differentiator. I feel like this can be an excellent tool for existing software engineers, whereas people that are brand new, they may be able to accomplish certain things, but at a certain point, they are going to need the help of an existing software engineer to either update the code themselves or to use these AI tools to complete what they wanted, to complete their projects, essentially. I did also use Deepseek, which is the latest and greatest AI model that's kind of in par with ChatGPT, if not better. I used it because I wanted to create I wanted to write a better prompt for Replit. So I just kind of told it how to create the paddle game generation. So essentially, I wanted to make sure that each player got to play with every other player in the tournament. I wanted to make sure that it took into account the amount of courts that we had, so that in every round it ensured that, like say you have 2 courts, that both courts were used in every round, and making sure that, like for instance, I wasn't playing in court 1 and court 2. I was only playing in court 1 or court 2, but not both at the same time. And then that ensured that it like everybody played the same amount of games at the end, right? So that at the end of the tournament, maybe 4 players played 10 games and 4 players only played 3 games, right? We want to make sure that everybody played the same games, so it was a fair tournament. Anyways, that DeepSeek helped me write that algorithm, and it helped me write that prompt that I was able to pump into Replit to then kind of have it understand that logic. This is the cool thing about Replit, is that once you create your application and you are iterating it, you can actually go ahead and deploy it. I went ahead and deployed it, so at this point, this app is live right now. So if I were to refresh here, and you can see the tournament that I created earlier, and I can also create new tournaments. And at this point, you can also, if you want to come in here, you can actually register your own account and start creating your own paddle tournaments. At this point, I only set it up to create Americano tournaments, meaning that you will always have a different partner in every round. But in the future, I'll make it so that you can add your static partner. Like if you're going in and playing with a bunch of different people, but you always play the tournament with your same partner. Anyways, just wanted to record a quick video on this. I'm pretty excited about using this and testing it this week with my paddle group, but very excited about being able to create something this robust in such short time. And I'm going to keep using it and creating other fun things. But this is my take on AI and AI agents for development. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. Thank you.